Hey, what is up, guys? It's Sapnap here and Carl with another episode of The Banter Podcast.
And we are here with our beautiful, spectacular special guest, Joe Gatto.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Carl, and Sapnap. Guys, you guys are too hard on yourself. You crushed that intro.
Did we? Did we do good? We were just talking right before we started. I very specifically told Sapnap, because Sapnap likes to be the main character. So I was oh, dude, trust me. You kill the intro. You do the intro. So now he has to be the one to have to look every adult that we talk to in the face and do the intro.
When I was on Jokers, we had to do like promo stuff, right? And Sal was the only one that could remember like a lot of words. Like he had a great memory like that. So yeah. And I was always high energy. So I would if you watch it like every promo, like Sal pretty much says the most, and then I would always say the last thing that's funny. Like I was the button man. Like we all had our role, so that's good. You guys, all friends have a role like that, I guess.
To talk about Joe Gatto, how I would describe him, he lives to make people laugh. He's a proud dad to kids and at Gatto Pups, and one of the two cool moms pod. Be kind. That's
your own words. That's on you, because you said that to me once, and I made that my Instagram profile bio.
Oh, that's your Instagram description as well. That's crazy. No, but if you were to explain yourself to somebody that doesn't know who you are, hit me with it. A little elevator pitch. We just walked into an elevator.
Do you mean I have to explain myself to Sapnap because we've never met?
Yeah, actually, to be fair,
that'd be perfect.
Joe and Sapnap have never met each other. Joe couldn't believe he had to call another adult Sapnap before we started the show. So now here we are.
He also doesn't have his, like, we're doing this, the people who are listening don't see the video, but we're on video. But he's the only one who doesn't have his picture up, so it's like I'm talking to like a James Bond villain.
All right, fine. I can turn it on. Watch this.
Yeah, pop it on.
Don't ruin it for me. Then I'm imagining you like petting a cat and like having a bald head and a scar.
I can make all that happen.
To be clear, it's literally an audio only podcast. I just like to have the video on for me because I like to be able to it's more natural to talk to me. Like whenever
trying to have a conversation with your eyes closed. It's not natural.
It's not. I'm not talking anymore until Sapnap turns it on.
My elevator pitch would be I'm a guy who loves to make people laugh and is all about kindness. You know, I'm a comedian. I've been doing comedy for a long time. I'm best known for being on Impractical Jokers. I'm a writer and director, and now I tour doing stand-up comedy as well. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. You got to come to North Carolina on your tour. I heard that it's a really good spot for stand-up comedians.
I did Raleigh. I was in Raleigh.
What?
Yeah,
when did you do Raleigh?
I was in Raleigh like 2 months ago.
Dude, what the heck?
This is why you got to follow me. You know my Instagram bio by heart, but you don't follow me on Instagram.
Do I not follow you? This is awkward. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. No. To be fair, we're very intimate. I just texted. If somebody wanted to hack me, they would see my phone number in our DM conversations right now. So
I'll copy it and then you can delete it for your own sanity.
How does it make you feel that I just typed Joe into Instagram and unfortunately somebody by the name of Joe Biden popped up ahead of you?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what's so funny? It's like I meet, because I do like, I meet a bunch of fans all the time, and you know how it is, Carl. You know, like when you meet people, and people have so...
To be clear, Sapnap has no idea what it is, but go on.
Okay.
Because he's in the shadows. He's the man behind the man. Like he does the things behind the shadows. You know what it's like.
Exactly.
But like, when you meet people, like my name is Joe, it couldn't be more like vanilla of a name, right? And then I meet all these people, like Jasmina and like, I even met an Alfred the other day. And I was like,
Alfred, that's my dad's name.
That's like, Alfred you don't even hear Alfred that much. But when you meet, you remember an Alfred. I was like, he didn't even go by Al or Fred. He went by Alfred. I was like, that's really cool, Yeah.
Yeah, my dad wants to go by Big Al, but I can't do that.
You do the Carl with a K, right?
Yeah, I do the Carl with a K, and it's very good for me. And actually, this will be a good segue. I don't know if people notice, but my name actually does trend a considerable amount on Twitter. Here's the thing. When you click on it, a lot of it, is sometimes like my fans talking about stuff or like my community going on. And then there's a few tweets about people tweeting about Karl Marx that just banged. And that's really what pushed it up. You know what I mean? So but the Twitter gods always give me the credit, and they always say, oh, like Carl trending under YouTubers and stuff, when in reality, part of it really is just Karl Marx. People talking about Karl Marx.
It's so awkward.
But I'll take the credit. Yeah, sometimes I'll just like click Carl. Like for instance, right now it'll be people are pissed at me that I didn't tell them that I'm in New York right now. So it'll be like that. And then boom, Karl Marx blah blah blah, and I don't know about Karl Marx, but
So you had to Google Karl Marx. Did you just say that's
I did. Yeah, I didn't know who Karl Marx was.
No, he didn't.
Apparently, he's a German philosopher, critic of political
philosopher is a loose term.
All right, Sapnap, I think he's pretty much the father of communism, is he not?
Oh, he's the father of communism?
You know, Sapnap's name, his name trends on Twitter when people misspell Snapchat.
No, my name trends the most because my name is like a weird name. Because the way Twitter trending works is when something goes on trending, it has to go like a big amount more than it usually goes. And so Sapnap is it's just a unique name that usually it's like whatever. It's like a very low thing compared to like a name like Carl or something. So whenever I do something, it trends really fast.
Oh, that's good. Well, you got to use that power responsibly, my friend.
Oh, definitely not.
And you know what? I've trended in a way where I didn't do it responsibly, and it's been well over a year since that happened, actually. I'm talking about one day. I almost remember the context. I know, actually, Sapnap was there. We were playing Bed Wars. I've never talked to Joe before, but the idea popped up that I thought it would be funny to play Minecraft together. So under one of your tweets, while I was live, I was like, guys, we're just going to raid him. We're just going to attack him and spam that he needs to play Minecraft with us. And it was just the most bizarre thing that I've ever done. I usually do it to people like you, because I look at you as like a real human celebrity. You know what I mean? Whereas me and Sapnap are like internet humans, you know what I mean?
Robot celebrities, yeah, I get
it. So the way I looked at it, I was like, oh, he's never gonna see this, but this will be like a funny thing to do with me and like my community. And we like spammed at you to do it, and you actually responded. You were the first time a celebrity, like an actual celebrity, responded to me about the idea of playing Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm pretty active on socials. I like to interact with my friends.
Yeah, you do have a good social game. I'll say that.
Yeah, I love doing it. It's fun. I mean, it's great. I love jumping. I do everything. I jump into TikTok lives and blow people's mind.
Really?
They're like, "This isn't you," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Dude, I was watching your TikTok live. Was yesterday your birthday, or was that the day before yesterday?
2 days ago, yeah.
Oh, 2 days ago? Happy late birthday. I already said happy birthday, so I'm not a bad guy. You went live on your birthday. I don't even understand what was happening. I joined in, you were completely silent, eating a cracker, and you read one comment, and it was like, "Are you eating a cracker in prison?" And you just go, "Why would I be eating in prison?" And then you just keep eating the cracker.
Yeah. I went live and I put on the Encanto soundtrack on vinyl, and I had a hat and like glasses on, and I was just like, "Hey guys, I just want to thank everybody for my birthday." And everybody just started talking to me and asking questions. And then I was just like, I was hungry. I was like, I'm just gonna eat. I had gotten for my birthday an assortment of dried fruits, like this big box of like weird dried fruits.
Mangoes are really good.
They were real good. They were in that, but I had like apricots and dragon fruit. It was like kiwi. It was like all these like everything, right? So I started jamming out and eating it. I started taste testing it live on TikTok Live.
See, because I didn't know any of that context. The only thing I knew is that it was your birthday.
Yeah.
And I guess the Encanto soundtrack was over at this point because you were just silently eating a cracker. And then, why on earth would I be eating a cracker in prison? But you made it sound like you were like pissed.
We don't talk about crackers. You know how it goes.
I don't know why it was so funny to me. It was awesome.
Sapnap, how do you like know each other, you and Carl? I don't know anything about the two of you guys.
Well, me and Carl met each other through streaming. Carl joined. I think, did we meet because of the Dream SMP, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started off by just like tweeting at each other and stuff, and like just memeing about. And then he joined the SMP, which is like the server with a bunch of other like Minecraft YouTubers and stuff like that. Yep. And then that's how we became friends, and we just became better and better friends as time went on.
So the takeaway is here is that Carl just uses Twitter to meet people.
Yeah, he does.
Honestly, it works. Because here we are, all three of us, two people I've met on Twitter, one of which I have a podcast with, and one of which is way too cool to be talking to us on that podcast. So, hey, talk all your trash you guys want, but here I am.
It's well done. I salute you, my friend, that you've weaponized social media. I'm proud of you.
Joe, you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
You have two different series, one of which you kind of stopped. Did you stop the You Seem Cool?
You Seem Cool, I put a pin in for a minute, yeah. Not that there wasn't any there. I've gotten a lot of people that are cool that I like to put it in, but I kind of jumped in with this other series which I really found that I really liked called Two Cool Moms, and it's a podcast I do with a comedian friend of mine, Steve Byrne, and basically we both have had really cool mothers growing up, and we give good maternal we have good maternal instincts and give good motherly advice. So we spend the first half of the podcast telling about stories about us growing up and stories about our mothers and reminiscing, and then the second half we take people's questions and give them help them with their dilemmas. And it's been really fun. We just kind of started. I'm only 15 episodes in. I think I just released the 15th one yesterday. It's about,
that might be more than us.
That probably is more than us.
Because we went through a dry spell for a second there, all right? We stopped uploading for 137 days.
That's not too long.
Do you have guests on your podcast?
We don't, for that reason.
Yeah. That is so hard to do. I didn't realize how hard it is.
And you seem cool. The other podcast that I did that you were on, so the other one is where I'd meet people on the internet who I thought were cool and I just wanted to talk to them. And I was like, I would just send an email to them and be like, hey, I want to talk to you. And they would jump on. But that was like, took some more scheduling, and you had to get, and that was so much harder to schedule them. And, we try to batch shoot them because my schedule is crazy, so I only have a certain amount of time. But with guests, they get really tough.
Guests is trouble. We do, so because we're supposed to do we try to get to 2 episodes a week if possible. But we do one with a guest and then one just me and Sapnap. And it's just so hard to get a guest list. So we stopped for a minute and we're like, let's set a new we have to stop, try to get a foundation going. And that'll be season 0, and let's start a season 1 of banter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we stopped and we worked with talent agencies, and then we were like, dang, we just have to do this. And so that's kind of just the consensus, is we just have to set that time aside and really figure it out.
Yeah, if you enjoy doing it, do you guys like doing it?
I do.
The podcasting part I love.
Yeah.
The scheduling, I'm
tough.
I'm 23, but I feel like I'm 17, and then I was 17 part 2, 17 part 3, and I just feel like a non-actual adult when it comes to adult type things like scheduling and figuring out stuff
learn,
like that.
Man. 23, you're still figuring it out, and you got thrown into this whole thing a little bit too. Sapnap, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21.
So a little bit younger than Carl.
Yeah, so you're like what I like to call younglings, if you will, in the whole adult
You're 20.
world.
You're 26, 27.
Yeah, I wish. No, I just turned 46. I'm literally double your age. If I think back where I was when I was 21, 23, I wasn't doing anything of note at all. I didn't get on television until I was 34. It was always just a hobby on the side. I was just doing improv in New York City.
When did you get into comedy in general?
In general, I did it right after we formed our comedy troupe, the Tenderloins, in 1999. And we started, our first show was March 4th, 2020. And then we just did comedy on the side. And, we kind of were an internet, our history is an internet story as well. We got blown up on MySpace, YouTube, and we won an internet contest, and that's really what put us on the map. It was called You Seem Cool, and it was when all sketches were on the internet and people were trying to figure out how to put them on television. So the NBC had this contest called It's Your Show. Sorry, It's Your Show was the name of it. And
I was about to say You Seem
Cool. That's mine.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I ripped it. I copywritten. So it was called It's Your Show, and it was hosted by Carson Daly. And it was basically that show America's Funniest Home Videos, it was that with sketches, and they would have people vote on who was the funniest sketch group, blah blah blah. So they put out a bunch of challenges. They said, okay, you have to do a murder mystery sketch, and you put it up, and people would guess, and vote on you, and you'd win $1,000 if you won. And so we were just doing it. We kept crushing, and we became one of their best ones. We won 10 $1,000 things.
That is crazy. Do you still have your first submission? Is that public anywhere?
I don't think any of it's around anymore. But then I think the one we won it with may still be around. But we did. So then they had, okay, we're going to shoot a pilot for it. They said for the TV show, the winner gets $100,000. So we made the final 3, and we did it, and we ended up winning it. We won it, but the Fox didn't pick up the TV show, so they had to pay us.
All right, yeah, you won the competition.
We won the competition, but they had to pay us legally, so they paid us for a failed pilot. We won the $100,000, and it never made air on television.
Oh my god! I want to know. I want to know what second place is. Let's invest in number 2.
Yeah, what happened to them?
Yeah, but that helped us get our agent. Then the whole thing started from there, and we did a bunch of failed TV shows, then found Jokers, and then the rest is history.
How many failed TV? What do you mean you had multiple failed TV shows?
Yeah, a bunch of ones went from pilot and didn't get picked up for series. Like that's a huge step. Like so many pilots are made and just don't make it to air. There's only a limited amount of time, So. Yeah. But this is before the streamers. Like the streamers opened that all up really because you don't have to worry about time slots,
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was like, okay, we have this much hours in the day. What are we putting on television?
It's scary to me how much, because we were talking about how those submissions are just nowhere now. It's crazy to me how much media is just lost in between, like just basically pre-YouTube, pretty much. Now that I feel like post 2010, I know YouTube started in 2006. I feel like it really started becoming household 2009, 2010, 2011. And I feel like before that, just things were never kept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm for instance, I'm obsessed with animation. I'm a big cartoon nerd, you know what I mean? So I just have a bunch of my favorite thing to get on, I just check, I literally check eBay every single day for it, is VHS tapes that people recorded of days of Nickelodeon from the early 2000s or Cartoon Network or stuff like that.
Or even Saturday morning cartoons? Do you go that deep? Do you go?
Yeah. Because it's not for the cartoons, because the cartoons are available through DVD and stuff like that. You know why? It's the commercials are I don't know. They're just nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? I have the coolest one I recently got. It's an Ed and Eddie marathon. And it had a commercial for the first ever Reese's Puffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like Reese's for breakfast. That's outrageous. It's so funny to me. I'm like, dude, that is crazy because now everybody eats sugar all throughout the day and night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's so cool,
yeah.
man.
But did you do solo stand up previously to this,
No,
or is this
I just
your
started in
first?
January doing it, and it's been really awesome. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's totally different. You're up there by yourself. When I toured with the guys, it was 4 of us. I was only responsible for 25% of the funny, but now it's all eyes on me for an hour up there, which is it's been really good though. I really enjoy the whole thing because I liked stand up growing up. I just never really did it. And I needed to think about a way to start having a livelihood, and I was like, all right, what could I do here? And I was like, I could tour. I could do work the weekends and be be home during the week, and so that started its own thing, and people really took to it, really liked it, and I enjoyed it. So, I like to make people laugh. I love being in front of people, make them forget all the bullshit in life and smile a little bit. So to be able to do that still has been great,
I have a question about stand up. So whenever you go in there with a plan, right? It's not it doesn't just whatever, right? But do you ever deviate from the plan? You'll just think of something funny on the fly and you want to deviate from the plan. How often does that happen as compared to just staying on the plan?
It depends on the comic. For me, that happens a lot because I'm big into improv and I'm not afraid to crowd work and doing things. The other night I was in Chicago, and one of my shows there was a woman who was sitting by herself in the front and at a table by herself, and I said to her, "Oh, you're here by yourself?"
Dangerous.
She said, "Yeah." She's like, "My mom's here." I said, "Where's your mom?" And she pointed to the back. She wasn't sitting with her mother. And so I spent 15 minutes talking to them. I went and got the mother. I jumped in the crowd. I brought her up to the table. I was like, "Why aren't you sitting with your daughter? You guys in a fight? Let's talk about it." We just started doing all this stuff, and I spent 15 minutes just hanging out with the crowd and talking. So I do that, but I have you have your bits. You have your stuff that works and stuff that you worked on and written. So some comics don't deviate at all. Some people just do. There's people who just do straight up crowd work shows where all they do is talk to the crowd and come up with stuff.
I have a buddy that's a comic, and I've only gotten to see one of his shows ever. He doesn't like it when people that he knows goes to them and stuff. He was crushing, and then he did one where he kind of fumbled over himself. You know what I mean? And it was an awkward pause, and then he just stopped. And I'll never forget it. He pointed at some random guy in the crowd and said, You're the one that had sex with my wife."
What?
But he had never met the guy before. But it was just the funniest thing I've seen in my entire life. It was so funny to me.
You do, dude. Yeah, sure. Let me know, man. So where do you live? You live in North Carolina?
Yeah, I live in North Carolina right now.
I'm down in West Virginia soon. I'm not down that way a lot, but I mean, you could check. If anybody wants to see it's my schedules are just in all my bios in my link tree. You can just take a look at my schedule.
I didn't get to that
anywhere
part
you
of the
wanna come,
Instagram yet.
I might be close to you, yeah. So you should just come check me out. I would love
Dude,
to. I'm not afraid to have you come watch me.
That's awesome. Is it Cannoli Productions? Is that
Cannoli Productions. That's the name of my production company. It's named after my first dog, Cannoli.
That's awesome. He's coming to Florida. We should go, Sapnap.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm down in. I'll be in Dania Beach, Fort Lauderdale, coming up in the end of June.
End of
Is
June.
Fort Lauderdale close to
I'm Googling it. Don't worry. We have Google.
Neither of us are actually from the states we live in, so I don't even know what part of North Carolina I live in, if I'm being honest. I'm like, oh, it's
Wait,
like far
so how do you
from
not know where you
Charlotte.
live? Why are you in North Carolina then?
I'm in North Carolina because the YouTube channel Mr. Beast is in North Carolina.
Got it. So that's why
And
you're down
I
there.
work as a part of that, yeah. Because he grew up in North Carolina and just will not budge.
Is he as nice as everyone thinks he is, or does he have like a dark secret?
He has a super
That'd
dark
be awesome.
secret.
What if I just came out and I was like, that's it.
You're like, Joe, I gotta
Finally.
tell you, I'm glad you asked, man. Listen, this guy's a maniac. You gotta help me, get me out.
You gotta help me. No, he's funny. He is so funny. I like him. I love being a part of Mr. Beast. And I love living around there. I like working with him.
Mm-hmm.
I love working with everybody that's a part of it because he's cultivated a whole group of people that do not mind tearing your stuff down if it's bad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just letting you know.
Yep.
You know, like I hate being around a bunch of like yes men type people, you know what I mean? So I just like being able to be like, yo, is this good? And he's like, delete that right now. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, so I mean, like Sapnap, I'm sure you've experienced it.
I
There's been
have.
times where Sapnap's come to town and he's like,
I'll
yo,
ask him to
Jimmy,
like
can you
watch
look at my
yeah,
YouTube
exactly.
video?
Like, yeah, can you watch a video for me? And he's like, yeah. So basically, the whole first 5 minutes just needs to disappear, and then after that, like probably the rest of it, like we could cut it in half. And I'm like, oh,
Well, it's good when you do that, because there's a difference between yes men. There's a difference between people that tear you down. There's just people like surrounding yourself with people that are as good or better than you, help you in a way that just like it's not, you don't even have to try. It's kind of like osmosis, you know. You step your game up because you're like, okay, these people bring out the best in you, and I think that's the most important thing I've learned throughout my career is like I just try to always surround myself. I had this poster in my room growing up that my father gave me because I was a loser. I really didn't have many friends, and it was with those, you know, those motivational posters like that had like, you know, like a rock, and it said, you know, it's its strength to be able to like withstand. It was 3 fighter jets in the air, and it just said winners surround themselves with winners. And it always stuck with me. And I said to my dad, I hadn't had any friends, and he's like, you just don't have any winners right now. So I spent a good like 2 years of my life just in my room writing, like not really having any friends. And that was some of the best decisions. Like I didn't run with the wrong crowd because there was a lot of that around me. I lived in a different part of Staten Island, which wasn't like, there was some trouble to be had if you wanted to get into it. And it was just interesting to have that. And I've always had that mentality, and I try to always push that out there, you know.
That is really cool. I love that.
But I used to literally, my dad would come home from work and I had these encyclopedias, and I would make him a test, and he would come home from a long day at work and take these tests that I had spent all day making for him. Like, he was such a good dude that way. He was like, he didn't care. Yeah. And my father and I gamed together. My father loved
Really?
Nintendo. And we used to play, he used to love, for my 14th birthday, I think it was, my mom let me move the Nintendo in my bedroom. So I had my NES in my bedroom. So I would fall asleep at like, you know, 11 o'clock, I'd be asleep. And I'd wake up to my father playing my Nintendo and being like, shh, go to bed. As he was
That's
playing
awesome.
Star Force on my Nintendo.
I love that. Do you still game a lot, do you say?
Yeah, I love it.
What's your favorite, what are you running?
Right now, I have Xbox and PlayStation, but you know, there's nothing really for me right now. But I just did pick up 2 things. I picked up Elden Ring, but I haven't started yet, and I picked up the Lego Star Wars, and I haven't cracked that open yet. So I have both of those, but I'm trying to finish a script right now, and I don't want to jump in until the script's done because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Especially Elden Ring. For the people that like Elden Ring, that game is like 300 hours.
I've been wanting to start Elden Ring. I've been in such like a slump. Like I can't find any video games to play that I like recently. Yeah. Like it's just been, the video game scene sucks right now.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my favorites are like, you know, the gameplay, like the Tomb Raider series or Uncharted, those kind of like gameplay, like Assassin's Creed. That's my favorite. My favorite series is Assassin's Creed. But like I feel like there's nothing like that now, or even close to coming out right now like that.
No, I'm dang, that is true. Wait, Sapnap, hit him with the question.
All right. This is my Sapnap question that I always ask everyone. So far, everyone sucked. No one's had a good answer. I'm hoping you can break that.
Jeez, no pressure though.
Hey, no pressure. Okay. A, do you believe in ghosts? And B, why? And C, do you have a ghost story? Because I just think ghost stories are so cool.
Sapnap, hold on to your balls. I'm about to blow them off. Here we go. Ready?
Oh.
I have a story. I have a story for you. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't say ghost, but I have something that I can't explain away that happened to me when I was 16 years old. I always had this recurring dream when I was growing up that I was on a ship that was a ghost ship with my two sisters. And there was a ghost shark going around the thing, and it was a ghost captain trying to throw me and my sister off it. And I had to save my sisters by jumping in the water and swimming across. And it was a recurring dream. It always happened. I jumped off. I'd swim to shore. The shark would come right to the land, snap and miss me. I'd go under a guardrail. I'd turn and I'd see headlights from a car, and I'd wake up. And I had that dream for about 3 years of my life, from like 13 to 16. Okay?
Wow.
When I was 16 years old, I'm sleeping over my friend's house. I'm down in his basement. I can't sleep. I'm rolling around. All of a sudden, I feel like weird. And we had sleeping in his basement, the two of us. It's pitch black. I open my eyes and I see by the bottom of his stairs like this kind of like figure, right? Like greeny figure, right? Okay. I blink, it's gone. I close my eyes. I'm just laying there. And you know the thing when you feel like somebody's looking at you? I open my eyes and looking at me is what a face of a man, like a green floating man.
Jesus
I
Christ.
wake up, I scream. He turns the lights on. I call my parents. I go home. Okay?
Wow.
2 days later, I get hit by a car. What? And I realized that the guy that I saw, the face was the captain from the ghost ship. And 2 days later, I turned and I saw headlights and I got hit by a cop car. Isn't that insane?
It's like ridiculous.
Wait, what? You just got hit by a car?
I got hit by a cop car. Yeah, I got hit by a car. I dove out of the way. It clipped my legs. Nothing happened to me, thank God. And as soon as I got hit by the car, I put it together that the person that I saw when I opened my eyes was the captain from the ghost ship.
That is crazy. That's wild. So do you believe that it was like a ghost or?
I don't know what to believe. I can't explain it away. That was one story. I have one other story that I can't explain away either.
Oh, this is awesome. I love this. This is awesome.
This is exactly what Sapnap wanted. Do you understand this?
I cannot get enough of ghost stories. I remember even when I was like a little kid on the bus, even though these people were probably is just other kids and they were just straight up lying to my face, I could never get enough of them telling me ghost stories. It's so, I don't know. I like being like having an eerie feeling. Like whenever I've said this before on the podcast, but whenever I've gone to Carl's, we've sat and watched creepypastas for hours in his like living room, and I just think it's so cool. All right, fine. Tell me your other one. I'm ready.
My other one was, well, when I lost my father. So my father passed away when I was like 18, 19 years old, and I'd always felt him with me. You know, I always felt like, oh, you know, when something good happened or something happened, I gotta like, thanks, Dad. Like I always felt him with me, right? So there's one particular day I'm driving in Philadelphia. I was working in Philly, and I'm driving to work, and I was cutting through a like parking lot of like a supermarket and whatnot, and there was a bunch of trees that lined in the middle there. And as I'm driving, my dad's favorite Sinatra song came on, and on the radio, and I started listening. I got my feels a little bit about him, and I was just like, and I just said out loud, I was like, Dad, I wish I could hug you. And I was looking at one of the trees for some reason. I looked and I focused on an acorn. There was just an acorn in the tree, and it caught my attention. And as I'm driving, I'm going about 20 miles an hour with my windows down through the parking lot. The acorn I was looking at falls. I watched it. It bounces and comes into my window as I'm going 20 miles an hour and lands in the crook of my neck, and I catch it as if when you hug somebody.
You're kidding.
In my neck. I still have the acorn.
That's so crazy.
And I caught it, and I was
bizarre.
like, and I was just like this, and I felt like somebody was hugging me.
That's awesome.
Those are two stories for you about that I can't explain away, supernaturally kind of things.
There is one thing that I can't explain away.
What's that?
Is Sapnap having a career?
He's the ghost. He's the ghost of the internet.
Supernatural about that.
Every time I ask this, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't have anything." And I'm like, "Oh,
like,
it's
you're
okay."
going to be upset to hear this.
I don't necessarily would say I believe in ghosts. No. Do I have a couple experiences that were like, "Oh, that's a little weird"? Yes, those two were weird to me.
For me, like I don't believe in ghosts. Like I like in my mind, I'm just like I feel like I'm like a logical thinker, kind of whatever. I'm like, yeah, ghosts don't exist, but You'll never catch me trying to provoke a ghost, or because I know people like my friend Dream. He's like, yeah, man, I don't believe in ghosts. I'll play with the Ouija board. I don't give a shit. And I'm like, nah, no, I'm not touching that thing.
I've seen enough movies to see some creepy ass doll come out of the corner, just like, hello, you want to play? Like, no, thank you, I'm good.
Talking about creepy dolls, I have a friend that has a YouTube channel named Raka, and he is an absolute menace. And he went to Connecticut, and he got a bunch of people to work together to put 10 of the most haunted dolls in one place. So he put together, that includes like the doll that was that Annabelle was based off of, and all of these different dolls, right? And he ended up, I swear to God, buying one of Japan's top 3 most haunted dolls, and then Australia's most haunted doll.
How does that even get ranked?
I kid you not, he bought them from their owners and brought them to LA when I was staying in LA for something. And he just pulled him up and shook him in front of my face. He's like, dude, look at these. And I could not believe that he had the audacity to just walk into the same room as me, let alone shake them in front of my face so disrespectfully.
I had a meeting with the production company in LA, a couple years back, like 5 or 6 years ago. I was shopping around a movie, and I had a meeting with the people that produced the Annabelle movie, and so they had the Annabelle in the office,
Jesus,
the real one,
and I saw it with my own eyeballs, and it was honestly one of the scariest things I'd ever seen in my life. And I knew it was just a prop doll. It was broad daylight. It was sitting just on a shelf. They had it on the shelf when you walked in, like in the waiting room. And it was the freakiest thing, dude, I had ever seen.
Okay, well, hey, all right. You gave Sapnap's answer. I mean, a question, a good answer. I have one that I feel like is going to be less exciting now, because usually mine is the more exciting one because people can't come up with a haunted story.
You're the backup.
Yeah.
But again, I've brought up that I'm a cartoon nerd, and I want to know what your favorite cartoon of all time is. And that could include animated movie, anime, if you're into that.
I mean, hands down,
or...
you could stop. I mean, hands down, it's Looney Tunes for me. Looney Tunes for me was my childhood. Was my
I can
life.
see that. I feel like you're a living incarnation of a Looney Tune.
I am. I'm a human Looney Tune. Look at me. Hands down for me, Looney Tunes. And the most exciting thing for me now is that my kids are now Looney Tunes fans. My daughter's 7. My son is going to be 5 next month. But they love Looney Tunes, and we rewatched the ones like the OG ones that I watched, and they love them and laugh as hard as I do about stuff. And I just loved Looney Tunes growing up. I just thought it was so well done, and proof's in the pudding, right? It's got staying power like anything, as much as Disney, I would even say it has more staying power than Disney Mickey Mouse, because Mickey is not known for Mickey's original cartoons, right? Like Mickey is known as the mascot. He's known. They did a great job rebranding him. I would say even Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, the kids show, is more famous than the original Mickey was. Just with that generation.
I agree.
The generations growing up. But Looney Tunes for me, for sure. I think, Bugs Bunny, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner were always my favorites growing up. I love them.
I can just imagine, I don't even know how many years down the line, I have some kids or something like that. And I show them my favorite things. I show them Hunter, and they don't like it. Like they're getting fucking grounded if they don't like that shit.
I'll blow your balls off again. Sapnap here. My son, I have one of those stand-up. So for my house, I bought one of those stand-up old school arcade games that you could select. Miss Pac-Man, all that stuff. And my son and I. He's 5 years old, and he loves Dig Dug like I did growing up. So we played Dig Dug together.
Dig Dug's awesome.
It's such a trip for me. Like he'll play it, I'll stand behind him, and he'll play it and go, and he's getting better and stuff, and it's really good. But when he gets freaked out, he's like, "Go, Dad, go!" And I'll take it and stuff, and it's one of my favorite activities to do with him. It's so cool.
Before we get too far from the subject, on Instagram I follow this account named Looney Tunes Backgrounds, and it really just posts a background from Looney Tunes just about once a day. And then tells you what episode it's from and yada yada. But it really I follow it because it's just so it's inspiring to me, and I love how timeless it is. It is so beautiful. Every single still. It looks so cool to me.
Is it one word, Looney Tunes Backgrounds?
Yeah. Just straight up Looney Tunes Backgrounds. They've amassed quite a following. They have like 140,000 followers.
Oh, they do, yeah. I'm in. I'm following them. I have 140,001. You got to tell people to follow my Instagram on this thing.
Joe_Gatto.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's me.
Now 1.9 million and one.
I'm trying to get over that 0.9, baby. I want that 2 up front.
Yeah,
Mobilize
get
your people
the
to help
2.
me out, buddy. That and YouTube subscribers. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's what I'm trying to do.
So that's a good question. Is that like the direction you feel you want to go right now?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is just great because you don't have to worry about it. There's no barrier to entry. You put up what you want for people to find you and go. And, that's a big thing for me now, for just to stay in, I have such a fan base and I love them. They're ravenous and I love to talk to them and interact with them. And I want to keep entertaining them. So, I could make whatever I want, put it up on YouTube, people could watch it. Or, Instagram, I'm really enjoying Reels. I love TikTok as a platform, to be honest. I think it's really fun and funny.
Awesome.
And I think this, as far as a collaboration goes, it's so easy to collaborate with people and things like that. The messaging kind of is terrible, like trying to get in touch with people. If you want to like collaborate with somebody on a different like level, like you kind of use Twitter. I still think Twitter owns that. I think Twitter is the easiest way to get in touch with people.
No, agreed, 100%.
So I think they all have their own thing.
Twitter is there if you want to be stressed out all the time. And
I barely post on Twitter anymore for like it's just toxic.
Yeah, it's funny to me because I had my main account and then my main account was really getting big. Like I went from October of 2019 having 30,000 followers to January of 2020 having over 1 million, I believe. And so it was like a really extremely quick bump.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was 2019 or 2020, something like that. And then I was like, okay, I'll make a second account that I can kind of like just mess around on, and then the main account will be a little bit more serious. But now both of them I look at like I can't mess around anymore. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because like that's like the whole point of Twitter is for you to just spout some nonsense and stuff. But I just like I don't know. I feel like I'm like always like so like nervous to even hit tweet. I'm like, oh man, is this one gonna perform good? I don't even know. Yeah.
That's where the angry people go. They go to Twitter. The supportive community. Like I feel like TikTok is such a supportive community. It really is. I feel like even YouTube is really supportive too. It's like a nice.
I think what it is, with Twitter, it's not even necessarily just angry people. I think what it is you can very easily find like-mindedness there.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think you can very quickly form communities very quickly on Twitter. So like that could be in that negative sense though, you know what I mean? So that's why it's so easy for like I think on Twitter, like it really is so easy for people to just like spam some like anger at each other, you know what I mean? And like really like start just some garbage.
I don't even mean
but
like
I guess
I
in the
don't
same
even mean
sense
if it's directed towards you, but I mean if you just look at your if you open Twitter versus opening your For You page on TikTok and you just look at the content side by side, it's just people divisive, angry, or or getting into like political stances or anything. Like it's just that's what that is right now. That's what Twitter is. And if you go like if you're trying to use social media as a distraction from all the bullshit that life is right now, like that's where you go. Like that's what it's just a different experience for me on it. And it's there. It's like seems like more positive. People are like the comments even are like, good for you. This is so funny. Thanks for thanking this. Like people thank people for making content. Like, when's the last time somebody said thanks for, like, oh, that was a really funny tweet? Like, on Twitter back in the day, it's like, this really made me laugh out loud in real life. Thanks so much. Like, I'd write that. And then now it'd be like, oh, this person, oh, really? But, and it's like.
Part of me is, like, talking all that nonsense, and then part of me, like, during this recording, just checked Twitter, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you're always locked in, you know? Dude, I wish I knew I was going to New York sooner, because we should have met up. That would have been so fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're here for a couple more days, so if we make something happen. But if not, like, I'm down in Florida. Honestly, check my tour schedule and let me know if I'm near you anywhere, and you totally come out. We'll hang.
I will. Are you a Rangers guy?
I love New York, man. I'm very happy with what's going on with them right now, man.
New York as a whole is just, as a city, is just winning in sports. Like, it's ridiculous. My grandpa, when he died, on my mom's side, he asked to be buried in his Giants jacket, and I'm pretty sure Yankees t-shirt. Like, he was a diehard, like, that was it. You know what I mean? Like, he was just obsessed with all of that. Yeah. So it's fun. I'm literally not allowed to pick anything else, but yeah.
So you're going to the game?
I want to go to the Rangers game. I think it'd be crazy.
I went to a playoff game. It was the round before that, about like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. And
Really?
They won. They scored to take the lead at like 30 seconds left in the third period, whatever. And
Period, yeah.
it's the loudest I've ever heard any place in the world. The garden, basically the roof felt like it was coming off. The place was shaking. I was like, holy cow. It was nuts, man. So to see a game there is going to be nuts, yeah.
I think hockey games are just so entertaining to be at, like, physically.
Yeah.
I think hockey and baseball is much more fun to watch in person.
Yeah, I just went to a Cubs game when I played Chicago. I was down at Wrigley Field. That was pretty cool. It's the experience, right? Like, you get some food, you hang out, you get to yell.
Yeah, you get to yell at people.
You
and
high
root
five
for
strangers.
people.
Like, it's fun, you know? That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure. But before you go, I need to talk about one other person. It's Bark I Love, who gave 5 stars to the Banter podcast on Apple, saying, never listened to podcasts before, but y'all, this is amazing. Plus, these are my favorite streamers, so I 100% recommend listening to this. Love this, Carl and Sapnap. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Bark I Love. If you want a chance to get shout out, you can always give 5 stars to us on either Apple or Spotify. That's the best way to support either of us. But enough about us, because Joe Gatto, the beautiful, beautiful guest, where can they support you?
They could hit up my, definitely follow me on Instagram, and my link tree's got everything on there. So it's at Joe_Gatto. And my link tree's got everything you could find about me. And definitely my YouTube channel's on there as well. Listen to my podcast, Two Cool Moms. You guys are pretty cool aunts. Maybe we'll have you on.
Yeah, dude, hey, if you guys would, yeah.
I'd love to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. And, of course, come out and see me live on tour. And a lot of cities, there's tickets available, and you could find all that information on any of my bios.
This has been such an awesome. First of all, it's been a long time coming,
For sure.
and it's been such an awesome, just a genuine treat for us. So I really appreciate
You
it.
guys are really cool. I appreciate you, Carl. You've always been a gentleman and scholar, dude. It's so nice talking to you and seeing you again.
Scholar, you're the first person on the planet to call me a scholar, but I'll take it.
You're a sneaky scholar. Like, you play dumb, but you got the young kid voice. But we know there's a lot going on upstairs.
I appreciate that.
You're plotting it.
All right, sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cool.
Now we can stop recording.
I'll click the button. I'll click the button.
Click it.